She read the text twice, not because it was unclear, but because it was precise in a way that felt intentional. A screenshot followed the greeting. The header read graduation wish list in a looping font. Under it, a compact car, listed by model, a beach trip with dates and a dollar figure, a designer bag she recognized because her brother's daughter had posted it on social media for months. No emojis. No. Thank you in advance. Just a list. For a moment, she wondered if this was a joke she didn't understand. She checked the calendar. The graduation was real. The timing was right. The tone, though, was transactional, as if attendance required a receipt. She put the phone down, then picked it back up. She thought about the last decade, about the quiet ways she'd become the family's reliable supplement. The check written when a car needed repairs. The "I'll just cover it" when someone came up short. The way generosity, once repeated, turns into an assumption. She typed 3 letters and sent them. No. The reply came back almost immediately. Then don't come. There it was. The condition made explicit. She didn't argue. She didn't explain. She didn't soften it with apologies or caveats. She placed the phone face down on the table and went back to what she'd been doing, folding laundry, separating socks by size. It felt important, in that moment, to keep doing something ordinary. The day of the party arrived bright and warm. The kind of weather that photographs well. She didn't drive across town. She didn't stop by, just to say hello. She stayed home, cleaned out a drawer she'd been avoiding, took a long walk, bought groceries she needed instead of what would feed a crowd. 2 hours into the party, the group chat lit up. It started innocently enough. Is anyone else running late? Did someone grab the extra ice? She read without responding. The messages stacked up. Small signs of friction. Then a name appeared she didn't expect. Her brother. Where are you? She set the phone down again. When she picked it up later, the tone had changed. The catter says there's still a balance. I thought you said your sister would handle it. Why would you assume that? The thread split and rejoined, messages crossing over each other. Someone tagged her directly. Someone else tried to calm things down with a joke that landed flat. She learned, piece by piece, what had happened. Her brother had booked more than he could afford, confident the gap would be quietly closed. A vendor had arrived expecting payment. Decorations were missing because someone had planned to pick them up with money that hadn't materialized. The photographer, just a friend, had left early when asked to wait. None of it was catastrophic. It was something worse, embarrassing. Photos circulated in the chat, half-set tables, a cake without candles, guests lingering awkwardly with plastic cups. The absence of polish was suddenly conspicuous. Why would you do this today of all days? Someone wrote, directed at no one and everyone. She typed a response, then deleted it. She didn't want to narrate her boundary. She wanted it to stand on its own. Messages escalated. This is cruel. You could have said something. Family shows up. She noticed how the language shifted, how quickly gift became obligation, how absence was reframed as sabotage. No one asked if she was okay. No one mentioned the text she'd received. The origin of the rupture was treated as irrelevant. Only the impact mattered. Hours later, after the party ended unevenly, private messages began arriving. Her brother's first was defensive, then pleading. I didn't think you'd actually stay away. She's just young. We needed you. She read them once. She didn't answer right away. The next message came from her niece. Short, carefully neutral. I didn't think you meant it. She stared at that sentence longer than the others. It wasn't an apology. It was a recalibration, an acknowledgement that the rules had changed without her consent. That night, she sat at the kitchen table and reviewed the day the way she might review a budget. Inputs, outputs. Where the system failed. She felt no triumph, no rush of vindication. What she felt was quieter and heavier, the recognition that she had been more central to the family's functioning than anyone had admitted, including herself. In the days that followed, the tone of communication shifted. Invitations arrived later, with more specifics. Requests were phrased as questions instead of assumptions. Some people were colder, others were suddenly polite, nothing was repaired. But something had been revealed. When she finally responded her brother, she kept it brief. I said no. I meant it. We can talk later. He replied with a thumbs up that conveyed neither agreement nor understanding. Weeks later, she ran into her niece at a store. They exchanged pleasantries. The bag on her niece's shoulder was not the designer one. It was ordinary. Practical. They didn't talk about the party. They didn't talk about the list. As they parted, her niece hesitated, then said, "Congratulations on everything." As if unsure what deserved recognition, she nodded. It felt accurate enough. Some boundaries don't announce themselves with speeches or ultimatums. Sometimes they appear as an empty chair, an unpaid bill, a silence that forces a room to reconfigure itself. The family moved on. So did she. Not closer, not farther, just differently.